So
Probably.
don't worry, everybody does this.
Right on. All right. My name is Chrissy Cook. I'm from Ravenna, Michigan. I'm a full-time taxidermist, and I love the outdoors.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. We're gonna talk about all of it anyway.
Okay.
Tell me about where you grew up and how you learned to hunt and fish and what you did.
I grew up in a really small town. It's called Ravenna, and it's a tiny, tiny population of people. And I got into the outdoors tagging along with my dad and my brothers, and that just grew the love for the outdoors, is tagging along with my older siblings.
Yeah, you said a great line to Suzanne. You were like, you know, my dad and my brother were always out hunting and fishing, and I knew that if I was going to spend any time with them, I had to learn to do it too. So that's where I got my skills from. So do that. Give that to me in your words.
Repeating the whole thing? Oh my God.
If I wanted to spend any time with my dad and brothers, I had to be outdoors.
If I wanted to spend any time with my dad and my brothers, I pretty much had to be outdoors with them all the time. And that's how I was introduced to the outdoors, is tagging along with them.
And then tell me what you learned from him. You know, I learned to hunt, I learned to fish, I learned to skin animals, tell me what you learned from him.
I learned everything from my dad. I learned everything from my brother. My brother Kenny taught me how to fish the rivers, the streams, how to chase white-tailed deer and hunt them, how the proper ways to hunt, how the proper way to field care on the animals, how to skin, how to process the meat. We do all of our own processing. Just everything from point A to Z, I learned from my dad and my brother.
That was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Love it.
All right.
And you'll get less nervous as you go along, but that's
right.
Exactly, you know, and we don't want actors, like this is Alaska, you know, like
right.
We want people who can hunt. We don't want people who are like, raw.
Like me.
Yes, you have to leave her at home.
I'll stay here.
I love it. And so then, talk to me about your first kill.
Oh gosh. My first kill was when I was turkey hunting with my dad. I had to have been, it was 9 or 10 years old. And we laugh so hard about it now because normal person would keep a turkey 30 yards from you before you shoot it. I let the turkey get about 5 yards from the tent blind and I blasted it in the face and it blew the whole bird to shreds. It was gone, demolished. And that we still laugh about it. I'm a much better hunter now than I was when I was 9 and 10, but that opened the door for me right there, was turkey hunting.
The best story ever.
I don't know. I literally blew this thing's face off, and my dad's like, yeah, I told you to shoot it 10 seconds ago, and he goes, if it would have came any closer, it's going to hop in the blind of us, and that kind of is a memory that's still in my head forever, so... The emotions, like the shaking, the adrenaline rush you get from hunting on your first harvest, and especially like whitetail, just, oh my gosh, it's an adrenaline. It's better feeling than probably most things in the world. It's awesome. So
I love that. Oh my God, you're such a natural. It's great. Honestly, that was so good. That was brilliant. So tell me about, I have been hunting since I was this many years old. I've caught blah, blah, blah. Like, give me your kind of resume of hunting.
Well, I started hunting right around 9 years old, and that was for turkey. And that gradually went into deer hunting and a ton of fishing. So any kind of fishing you can imagine. I grew up tagging along with my brother Kenny, and from bluegill to perch to salmon to steelhead to brown trout, walleye, anything, whether it's trolling for fish or jigging or just fly fishing, everything. Whitetail, my dad taught me, really got me into that. And I've been to Ohio, Illinois, Colorado, South Carolina, North Carolina, boar hunting. I've been just all over, just chasing this dream of hunting and fishing. This is awesome.
What do you love? Like, what do you love about it? Like, what is it? And then and then take that moment to go, and that's why I got into taxidermy, and then tell me that.
What I love about hunting is, I think the adrenaline rush when you harvest something, there's something in your soul just opens up to what just happened. If you don't get a little sad about hunting because you're taking a life, like, you're not human, like, but we are here to hunt. You know what I mean? We're here to hunt, we're here to fish, and we're here to eat these beautiful animals that are on the planet, you know? And this is what got me into taxidermy, is my love for the outdoors. And I just love bringing them back to life. It's just something about being able to see them in the wild and then be able to come into my shop and put these animals together. And it's just incredible. It's artwork, really.
Oh my God, you're so good. And then, so one of the skills that will be, I mean, we've got a couple of tanners who would be able to do that, but I'm guessing that you're super skilled at, you know, being able to break down an animal as well, and being able to skin an animal. So can you talk to me about that? Like, you know, some of the skills that I'll bring to this group is?
Some of the skills that I will bring to this group is I can do everything from hunting it to harvesting it to just the whole shebang. I can gut it, I can skin it, I can quarter it, I can haul it. I can do all the processing myself, packaging it, freezing it, and the main thing is I can cook it. I'm a heck of a wild game cook. So
yes, we don't have someone who can cook yet.
There you go. A little campfire, we don't even need seasoning. We just need wild game.
You just need venison and bacon, and this girl can make it work.
So tell me about some of the things that you love to cook. You know, I love to take venison and mix it with this and, you know, do this. Like, you know, we're going to be out in the wild. It's going to be simple. You can keep it simple. But, like, give me a little bit of spiel about the kind of cooking that you can do out there.
The kind of wild game cooking I like to do is mainly whitetail. And I like to mix a little venison and with some wild leeks, which wild leeks are what you can find in the spring. They grow in Michigan. It's like a green onion. So when I'm out morel mushroom hunting, I'll pick some morels, I'll pick some wild leeks, and I just like to cook an all-natural meal and just doesn't need any spices or anything like that after that, because the mushrooms and the venison and the wild leeks just bring it all together, and it's just an awesome organic meal.
Oh my God, amazing. Oh my God, you're so good.
I probably talk with my hands too much. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hands are good. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I talk with my hands all the time. And then tell me about your elk hunting trip. So how many days you were out there, what it was like, how you nearly gave up, how, you know, you were determined and you didn't bag one, but you're proud of the fact that you stayed out there for 17 days.
My elk hunting trip in Colorado was 3 years ago. And it was my first ever do-it-yourself elk hunt. That means no guide. I'm just going out into the mountain, pitching a tent, and chasing some elk around with my bow. My first year out there, I was unsuccessful. I stayed in the mountains for 17 days straight by myself in this little old tent, and I stayed right on a creek bottom where I could just catch trout and eat the trout, and I could shoot grouse with my bow. And it was an awesome experience, and it was by myself. And that right there really started my passion for traveling and hunting all over the world. Just anywhere I can go and anywhere I can afford to go, I'm going to go. And I wasn't as successful, but it's just, that's hunting. Anybody who hunts knows that, hey, not all trips are successful, as in harvesting. But if you can get out there and enjoy God's great earth here, that's what it's about, is just exploring. It's awesome.
I love it. And then press stop and then